Welcome back to Weave Along with Elewys. I'm Elewys of Finching Field. Today I'm going to warp up the monster loom. Now you may remember that I have this loom made in exchange for a big piece of weaving, which is great because that's what this does, is it makes a big piece of weaving. The last time I warped it up, I ended up getting a little over 12.5 yards of finished weaving off of this thing, which was amazing. And I was recently asked to make a big piece of weaving for an elevation outfit in about a month, so I need to get to work on it pretty quick. The pattern I've chosen is from the Hallstatt group of finds. I've already done the history on it, so if you want to learn more about that, I will post a link up here and in the description below, so you can go to that video and you can learn more about the Hallstatt finds. It was found in Austria, in a salt mine, and dates to about 400 to 500 BC. This one I'm doing in silk, which is amazing. I love working with this stuff. The link is in the description below. This is the 20/2 silk. This is a really good weight for doing all kinds of weaving. The 60/2 is beautiful, but it's really, really, really fine. I'm doing it 3 different colors, yellow, white, and blue. I'm going to be using cardboard cards because the silk, I'm afraid that my wooden cards are just a little too rough yet. Same thing with the plastic cards. Plastic cards are okay, but some of them have raised edges and it snags the silk. So I'm going to use the cardboard cards today just to preserve the silk and make sure I end up with a beautiful finished product. This piece requires 17 cards, so go ahead and get your cards, get your monster loom ready and your silk, and let's get started. Also, you'll note that I have a red thread already on here. This is just to mark out the path that I'm going to follow so that I end up with 6 yards of warp. The finished piece needs to be about 5 yards, so I have marked that out already, and I am ready to get started. We've got this all warped up and ready to go. The cards are all higgledy-piggledy, as you can see. And now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thread and snip it out of the way, because this was just my path for how to warp. So I'm going to pull that 6 long yards out of the way. Eventually, there we go. So that's out of the way. I have printed up my pattern. I do have the colors kind of wrong on here because this was a test piece, but it was just the border The green was replaced for yellow. So I will post the pattern, of course, on my blog and on Pinterest so that you can look that pattern up and you can use it to your heart's content. So the first thing I need to do is straighten out these cards. So I'm going to turn them so that AD is at the top. I know, my big kid thinks that's pretty funny. Turn, turn, turn. Now nearly all the patterns start with AD at the top. I don't know of a single one of them that starts with something else on the top. So in order to get the patterns to come out right, you have to start with the cards in the correct position, and that is AD at the top. So now that we are there, and I've got my shuttle all loaded up. This is a Leclerc shuttle. It's a belt shuttle. It's really cute. I think it was about $8, but I think I got it from either the Woolery or yarn.com. I think it was the Woolery. Both of those places. Again, really fast shipping, great customer service. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is pull my thread through the shed, like I always do, leaving a long tail on one side. So you can see it's probably a good 6 inches. Turn all the cards forward. Put the shuttle through one direction. Get some extra thread there. And then put the tail through the other direction. Now, this is just part of the way I lock the threads in so it doesn't come unraveled at the end. Turn the cards forward again, shuttle through, set that there, tail through the other direction, tighten those up a little bit, nice and snug, turn the cards, I'm going to press this down. Now when you start doing the weaving, every time you start, the first few passes are going to look kind of messy. And yeah, you kind of have to just be at peace with that. Now there are other methods. You can take popsicle sticks or woodsies or something and stick them in there and weave those a little bit and then start weaving with your thread. It's not perfect, but some people find it works really well for them. And then you can pull the sticks out afterwards. All right, pull that through for the 4th time. I'm going to pull that extra weft out of the way. Now you notice that the cards are at the AD position at the top again. All right, so now we're going to start working our pattern. There are 32 picks in this pattern, which is not an obscene amount. I mean, obviously we've done worse. So let's get started. The first pick, well, the cards are going to go forward on the 4 border cards on the left and right. Oh, yeah. And then 3 forward, 2 back, 4 forward, and then the 4 border cards forward. So really it's just cards 8 and 9 are going back and the rest go forward. Press, pull that loop, and then leave the loop behind. Next pick, 9 and 10 will go backwards and the rest go forwards. Press, pull the loop, leave the loop behind, and then shift over one more time. Press, pull the loop, leave the loop behind. Okay, pick number 4, things get a little different. So we've got 4 forward, 2 back, 4 forward, 2 back, and then the rest forward. Next pick is you just shift these over. So 12 and 13 go backwards as well as 5 and 6, and the rest go forward. I've asked in the last, was it the last video, or maybe it was on the community page on YouTube. Okay, we've got 5 and 6 and 13 go backwards and the rest go forwards. So I'm going to scoot 12 forward. But I asked what projects people would like to see, and I have a short list now of 5 or 6 projects. So I've gotten several requests for 6-hole cards, and I've been chatting with another tablet weaver a little bit about 6-hole cards because he's actually working on a project right now, and I don't want to give too much away, but I think I might try to break out those cards again and see if I can actually work something out. No promises, but I think I'm going to try. Okay, pick number 7, just 5 and 6 go backwards. 6-hole cards are kind of a mystery to me. I did try it once, didn't work out so well, put them away, decided, yeah, maybe someday in the future. Well, now it's the future, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to repeat the same pick as last one, number 8. Pick number 9. Oh, same thing. Once again. Press. Oh, we're starting to get a little bit of a pattern down here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe. Pick 10. We have cards 10 through 13 going backwards. So if you have your cards numbered on the back, which I do, you can just look at the cards on the back and go 10, 11, 12, 13 and push those cards back. Pick 11, same thing. Pick 12. I got one more card joining this bundle. Pick 13. We have, let's see, what is that? 9 through 12 going back. So 9, 10, 11, 12 going back. Is that 9? Double check. Nope, that's 8. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12 go back. The rest go forward. Okay, and then let's see. The first 6 go forwards, and the next 5 go backwards, and the rest go forwards. I tell you, this silk is such a joy to work with. If you have a chance to work with some silk, oh man, it is just buttery. It just slides right through these cards. It's amazing. And again, I'm using the cardboard cards because the silk is a little bit more delicate, and I want to make sure that I end up with a really good product at the end. Let's see. We got 7, 8, 9, 10 going backwards, and number 13, and the rest go forwards. And we are on pick number 15 right now. Number 16, we have, let's see, 10 and 11 going forwards. Let's see, on the border cards. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 forwards, and those 2 backwards. Yes, okay. Woof, this is beautiful. Oh, so lovely. Okay, so we need to have that one go forward and that one go backwards. So it's kind of stair-stepping backwards to the left again. Making that solid blue line across the top of your weaving. That one goes forward and that one goes backwards. There's so many different ways to count the cards and adjust your patterns. Everyone's got a different method, and I think I use all of them every time I weave, just because that's the way my brain works, I guess. Pick number 19. Pick number 20. We've got a couple more going forward at the end. So we got 4 going forward, 1 backward, 2 forward, 4 backward, and then 2 forward, and then the border cards. Oops. Snag the edge of that shuttle there. Next, shuffle these ones over. Those 2 go forward, and that one goes backwards. And then the rest go forwards. Pick number 21. Pick number 22. That one goes backwards. Now, I don't get a chance to use this monster loom terribly often because it is a piece of furniture, really. It takes up a lot of space. It is very convenient though, because I don't have to clear off a table. It's already sitting on the floor. I just pull up a chair. It's really comfortable to work at. It's good height. Again, this was built by a carpenter in the SCA, woodworker. And like so many SCA people, he did a deal and we worked on commission, which was fantastic. We did a straight trade. Let's see, number 26. We got 8 forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. And then 5 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is pick number 26 for those following along at home. 27 is the same as 26. 27 has 1 additional card going forward. Pick number 29 has 4 forward, 1 back, 4 forward, 4 back, and then 4 forward. I'm going through this pattern rather quickly, so I hope you're following along okay. There's, like I said, there are a number of patterns that I've done, so you can always refer back to another one of the videos if you need a slower walkthrough, and I'll post a couple of options in the description. Easy Peasy Applesies is probably one of my favorites because it is a very easy pattern and, you know, walks you through the whole process, start to finish, and it's great for the beginner. It's based on the Applesies and Foxnose's book, one of the patterns that is publicly available, and I was, of course, used it with permission. Okay, pick number 31 is 5 forward, 2 back, 4 forward, 2 back, 4 forward. So if you're looking for an easy pattern to start with your tablet weaving journey, that is a place that I would recommend going. Okay, for the final pick, number 32, we got the border cards forward, 2 more forward, 2 back, and the rest forward. And again, when you get to the end of a repeat, if you've done it correctly, you haven't made any mistakes, you should have all the cards back in the AD position again. welcome back to Weave Along with Elewys. I'm Elewys of Field. Today, I'm going to catch my breath